Many thanks for joining us on the news at noon on Lagos Television. I am Aminat Elegushi. The federal government says there will be a release of water from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon, which may increase level of flood here in Nigeria. Director General, Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, Umar Mohammed, who alerted the nation, says the water discharge is anticipated to progressively escalate to 1,000 cubic meter per second over the next 7 days based on the inflow from the upstream Garau River, which serves as the primary source into the reservoir and a significant tributary to the Benue River. Mohammed, who confirmed that the dam management in Cameroon communicated, also said the agency indicated that the planned water discharge will be gradual to avoid surpassing the conveyance capacity of the Benue River system and triggering substantial flooding downstream in Nigeria. The overflow from the Lagdo Dam is projected to cease once there is a noticeable reduction in the flow into the Lagdo Reservoir. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has announced a special disaster relief to assist Nigerians affected by the floods and other disasters. The president said the relief fund is already expedient as the climate becomes more unpredictable and many places in the country are vulnerable to its vagaries. President Tinubu announced this at the Borno Government House when he visited the state to sympathize with the government and people over the recent flooding from Alao Dam. Senate President Godswill Akpabio, who accompanied the president on the visit, said the National Assembly will collaborate with the executive to establish the fund while urging the private sector to contribute to the fund. President Tinubu visited the Shehu of Borno, an internally displaced person camp at the government secondary school in Maiduguri, and at the drive-through of the areas affected by the disaster.
Not the making of anybody. They can't pass blames, we can say anything but what the wish of Allah has prevailed. May the soul of those who departed rest in perfect peace. I've been thinking of how do we tackle this kind of a problem, whether it's climate change or any other means. But there must be a disaster relief fund for the victims. And I'm going to invite organized private sector to team up with the government. We'll do that together. Yes. And retool and rebuild, affected areas from here. You probably will say, make it better. Let me assure you that we're going to be with you with Borno State and make sure that we share the burden together.
The disaster happened in almost 3 states: Borno State, the Warsit, Yobe State, and a part of Bauchi, and in fact, I must say northeastern states of Nigeria. And Mr. President, the Parliament first must sympathize with you and must condole with you. Anything that happens in your domain to any of your citizens in any part of the country, it's our business to share in your grief.
Further extended his sympathy to the government and the people of Yobe State and all the states affected by flooding and pledged his government's continued support for victims of natural disasters. The governor of Borno State thanked the president for the visit and commended the prompt intervention of federal government agencies, particularly NEMA and the military's theater command, in evacuating stranded victims. At the palace, the Shehu of Borno, Abubakar Umar Gaba El Joel Kanemi thanked the president for the honor of visiting the state. The Shehu of Borno urged the president to investigate the cause of the Alao Dam collapse and overflow into the town to prevent a reoccurrence. In other news, the federal government has announced the commencement of the $550 million upstream gas project between the NNPC Limited and Total Energies on the development of the U-Better field. Special advisor to the president on energy, Olu Venjin, disclosed this during an inaugural U.S.-Nigeria strategic energy dialogue in Washington, D.C., America. Venjin said the upstream gas project will deliver 350 million standard cubic feet of gas per day when operational. She added that major energy reforms introduced by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu since June 2023 focus on improving energy security, attracting investment, and deepening collaboration with key partners, including the U.S. government. She said the key reform had improved the viability of the gas-to-power value chain of the country. The reforms, according to her, included initiatives to improve cash flows in electricity distribution through smart metering and the payment of outstanding debt owed investors, and to reduce carbon emissions from gas production. Recall that the signing ceremony of the $550 million final investment decision on the U-Better Field Development Project took place in Abuja in June this year. The U-Better Field, which was discovered in 1964, is located northwest of Port Harcourt, Rivers State. First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu has launched the Young Farmers Club Nigeria, an initiative of a pet project, Renewed Hope Initiative, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. At the launch held at the State House Conference Center, Abuja, Senator Tinubu performed a symbolic presentation of membership cards, handbooks, and farming implements to pupils from various schools in the Federal Capital Territory. The First Lady said the Young Farmers Club Nigeria aims to revive Nigeria's indigenous occupation of farming, create employment opportunities, diversify the economy, and ensure food security. She noted that agriculture has always been the backbone of Nigeria's economy and can be resuscitated and scaled up with modern techniques and mechanization.
It is clear that farming is not just an occupation. It is a way of life which can create employment opportunities for a teeming young population, help diversify the economy, and put food on our tables. As I reminisce, I remember the groundnut pyramids and cotton plantations in the north, palm oil cultivation in the east, cocoa and rubber plantations in the west and the southern part of Nigeria. I believe all of these can be resuscitated and scaled up with modern techniques and mechanization.
Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, said the initiative includes training the young farmers in modern farming techniques and technology to combat climate change and promote sustainability.
The Greener Hope Agricultural Productivity Program and the National Greenhouse Farming Initiative equipped our youth with modern farming techniques and addressed the urgent need to mitigate the effects of climate change, a major factor contributing to the recent flooding in Borno State and across the nation.
Meanwhile, the club will start with 12 pilot schools in the FCT comprising upper primary and junior secondary school students, and each member has been provided with a club uniform, watering cans, and hose, courtesy of the Renewed Hope Initiative. Director General Lagos State Sports Commission Lekan Fatodu says athletes are well motivated to win more gold medals at the ongoing National Youth Games in Asaba, Delta State. The penultimate day of competition guaranteed podium finishes for Team Lagos as the state put to upstage host Team Delta on the medals table heading into the finals of various events. We have details in our sports report.
Lagos claimed more medals, winning gold in female basketball following a hard-fought victory over host Delta in the final. Team Lagos also secured gold and silver in the squash events, while the girls' hockey team defeated their counterparts from Osun State to reach the final. While commending the performance of the team, Director General, Lagos State Sports Commission, Lekan Fatudu, expressed optimism that the state will win more medals as the ongoing National Youth Games hit the home stretch.
To be honest with you, our performance has been really exceptional, from swimming to deaf athletics to boxing to hockey, which we witnessed today, and we are so very optimistic to earn gold medal. So what we need to actually do is to continue to motivate the young people. There's an aspect of psychology that is very important in boosting their confidence and ensuring that they stay on course.
While lauding the commitment and support of Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Fatudu explained that athletes and officials are motivated to give their best to achieve the set targets.
It's really exciting, it's really great. I can't even express my feeling. The report of gold medals and a lot of wins in different, sporting activities where our under 15 are participating within the, National Youth Games that is ongoing. I mean, it's a feeling that is almost indescribable, and I'm sure that it's an excitement that Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu is also feeling, because he's a loving governor, he's a hands-on governor, and he's constantly asking how the team is faring, and it's also very good that we are giving him a positive feedback in terms of what they are doing.
Team Lagos is poised to claim more gold medals in boxing after 4 boxers reached the finals in various weight classes, fighting their ways to podium finishes in both boys and girls categories. The girls' football team will battle for gold medal when they face Team Bayelsa in today's final at the St. Patrick's College in Asaba. The girls' hockey team will also contest the final of the event against their counterparts from Kaduna State.
Optimism doesn't kill. It's an aspirational term, and we are still aspirational, and it is just about days to the end of the National Youth Games, which shows that something big is still going to come in the direction of Lagos State particularly. We're going to be competing in some strategic sporting, engagements, football, boxing, and a lot of, sporting activities. We are still high in our optimism that something big is going to happen.
The 8th National Youth Games, featuring 35 states and the FCT, will climax with a closing ceremony on Thursday, September 19.
For more news, connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. Thanks for staying with us. Please remember to call the Lagos State toll-free lines 767 or 112 in case of emergencies. I am Aminat Elegushi. See you again at 2 p.m.